any outside force, game theory is your go-to, right? Now, what makes it more complicated, because we can make it easy, right? Rochambeau is a very easy game to understand.
Yes.
You know, rock beats paper, paper beats... Like, the game I play has that concept.
Yeah.
It's a Rochambeau kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now, what makes it so complicated is I'm not playing a system. I'm playing a person. So now I have to determine their psychology.
Yes.
So that's what makes game theory so hard, is we have to throw in the psychology against who we're playing. If you're playing a computer, you just have to know the code of the computer to beat it.
Right.
Right. That's why like AIs are so good, because especially in chess, because chess has so many possibilities that humans cannot literally like process fast enough.
Right.
Because they're not built to just play chess.
Right.
Humans are not chess players. Like
we're
not built to be just chess players.
Right.
Like I have other shit to do in my life.
Right.
Like now this computer, all it does is play chess. Of course, it's gonna have everything to know how to do these possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
When you play a user, this is like you see No Game No Life.
Yeah. Of
Right.
course.
When they were playing, on the first episode, they were playing they thought they were playing a computer until the computer made a move a computer wouldn't make.
Yeah.
They went, no, this might be a human.
Yes.
So they take into that psychology. Oh no. And when you play chess, people have games. They have I think Overwatch is very good for this, and even Apex. Mm-hmm. But it's like, what kind of gamer are you? Yes. Right. Are you the sneak attack? Like, are you the Hanzo type? Are you you're the Mei type? Are you, you know? Mei's like and then people make characteristics about the types that they play. Yeah. Mei is like a defensive type. Right.
She builds shields, stuns people. Right. But she's not pumping out massive amounts of damage unless you're getting pure headshots.
You get who's the cowboy dude?
I can't remember.
Or Reaper, right? Reaper's just a DPS. He does is just tank. Like
McCree also.
Yeah, that's the guy I was thinking of. But like those guys are hyper offense because they have low HP, but they fucking just whop you with damage. Yep. You get like your Reinhardts that are just super tanks. Yep. Right, and then you look at that and you go, what is my game style? Exactly. That's the character I'm trying to. That's what I see myself most as, or that's what I'm optimized as the best at. Yes. Right. Yeah. I like it. For me, a moment you were Mei for a long time.
I'm a crowd control player.
And that's it. That's Mei, right? Because you're like, okay, this guy's going through this corridor, and I can either try and take him with these like the freeze ray gun, or I could just put a wall right there, and like now they have I've just wrecked their game plan.
Exactly. Like yeah. Exactly.
You're a disruptor.
Disruptor. Yeah. Like in this other game I'm playing on my phone, Puzzles and Dragons, right now, right? Apparently, all the good teams are like these teams where it's just like get these massive attacks out so you can one-shot people, or like get these really good combos so you can get around defenses and everything like that. Not me, not this guy. I play purely defensive. I make it so that I bump my defense up so that way when they do hit me, I'm like and then when they try to crowd control me, I'm like and then I'm like take 3 extra turns to attack.
So what's the game you've been playing the longest?
The game I've been
that has like that investment going in terms of like I could reference the game I play on my phone. Yeah. And I could tell you exactly who I am based on that game now.
I could probably it would rather be Teamfight Tactics.
Is that a phone game too?
It's phone and PC. It was League of Legends attempt at a phone game. Okay. It worked out pretty well. But yes, I played Teamfight Tactics and like I play it all the time, and my teams are always either one of two things. I'm either making sure I have all the crowd control, or I'm making sure that like so you use money and items, right? And in order to gain those, you usually have to wait until like item rounds come up, or you need to save your money for each round.
Now let me get an idea of what this game is like. Right. So when you have the money, is that just per game? Or it just carries over to throughout the game.
It works like this. So you start with one character, right? You're building a team. So you start with one League of Legends character who has traits, right? Uh-huh. So the common League of Legends character is Ashe. And in Teamfight Tactics, she's a Recon Laser Corps right now. So what that means is the Laser Corps trait, once you have 3 Laser Corps, it activates and then it does its own ability. And then there's Recon, who has a different thing. So Laser Corps takes 3 characters on your team, right? And Recons take 2.
let me understand the gameplay of this game. So you have that one character, right? Is that like your hero character in some?
Yeah, it's a teammate. So it's like this. So imagine a chessboard. Imagine you have a chessboard, but there's no pieces on it yet. Now you take a pawn, you put it down.
Oh, is this the one where you can level the pawns up?
Yes.
And then like you put them into. Yeah, you get 3 of the same pawns. You merge them, and now they're level 2, and then you merge 2 level 2s.
Exactly.
So I used to play a game like that.
Yeah.
And same thing, like you would have. See, I had to stop playing it because I understood the tactic of it really quickly, and it was just It became a luck-based thing for me at a certain point, because you get combos for having certain heroes with certain heroes, right?
Yes.
So with those combos, you would understand like, oh, I mean, in that game I really liked it. I played it. It wasn't the same thing, same concept though.
Yeah.
But it was like there was the dragons, so there was like 8 different dragons. If you had all of them, like they'd have a super combo going, or like you can split it too. You can go, I'll have 3 dragons and I'll have 6 riders.
Right.
So I get that. So I mean, it helped to understand the combos that you could throw in, but it got to a point where like once you found the meta.
It was just about getting the meta.
It was about going meta. Yeah. It was about going meta. Like I played to win, and I hated that because I was like, same thing. Again, we'll take it to a different game that we both know. Like Vanguard. Yep. I hated playing meta game like meta decks.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're like, I loved beating meta decks.
Yeah.
At the same time, I didn't like playing them myself. So like when we had Gear Chronicle and that was the busted game, I switched because I was like, I don't want to.
I don't want to be that guy.
I don't want to win because my deck is just a meta deck right now. Yes. I want to win because I can outplay people.
Right.
And I did. I started going dark regulars, and I was like, no one ever saw that coming. And I took every advantage of that deck that we could, and I was just like, this thing is pretty fucking strong.
Yeah.
Same with your great regulars. You went, okay, I could just draw infinite.
All the cards.
Like,
I would have my really whole deck in my hand.
Great Natures is I'm learning a lot about you on this in terms of like your game style. But Great Natures was a very defensive. You were a guerrilla warfare type.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was a guerrilla warfare type.
It was guerrilla warfare because you would attack, and then you would kill off your own units.
And then just have a bunch of things in my hand to guard.
Which was a crowd control thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you go, okay, if you're playing a field control deck where you can kill my things, you can't. I don't have anything you can kill.
Right.
And now I'm defensive because those things died. I have like 20 cards in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna have to get through walls.
Yeah.
On top of that, like again, it's a hit and run tactic.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, it's like how I play Magic, right? Like, yeah, I play against a lot of good Magic players. But my decks I famously build my decks to be not the best deck, but to be the most like fun for me. Like my Planeswalkers deck thing was like people still laugh about it. A Super Friends deck on average has maybe like 10, 12 Planeswalkers. My Planeswalkers deck has, I believe, 30 in it, right? Now, a lot of people would say that's really bad because Planeswalkers can't really defend themselves and they can't really do a lot of things. I'm not trying to defend them. I just start throwing down Planeswalkers and they start causing chaos. But more than that, they start controlling and interacting with the board. And then people are like, oh, you're a threat. And I go, no, I'm not. I only have these few things on the board.
See, I feel like that's an out-of-the-box kind of mentality.
I'm weird. I play games weird.
But that's okay. Well, no, here's the thing. And I think I see your problem. Because I remember when you first got into Magic. Not when you first. When I was introduced to the idea that you played Magic at a pretty competitive level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you were the person who was very out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
And I think your downfall was that you would try to reach out of the box as fast as you can.
Yeah.
But you didn't build your deck to do that. Your deck was like, your deck spelled out of the box.
Yeah.
But you were like, I can't.
Yeah.
It's almost like you had Exodia in your hand every time.
Mm-hmm.
But for whatever reason, you had restrictions on being able to play it.
Yeah. Well, because like my decks rely on tempo. So it's like when turn 1 happens, I need to make a move, turn 2 and turn 3. What my decks usually end up doing is I don't start playing until turn 5.
Right. And I was just going to say, like, yours is a slow engine. Like, you have a very slow engine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get all the pieces, and this is why. I mean, like, this is all assumption here. Mm-hmm. But like, it's a slow engine start. Mm-hmm. But once the engine starts going, if you have the pieces in your hand, to feel that engine. Yep. Like, and like you already have it in your head. Probably. Like what you said yesterday, where he's like, just getting me to start is the hard part. Yeah. Oh yeah. Again, gaming shows a lot about who you are as a person. Yep. So like, you have a slow engine start, but if you have all the right pieces, like, and that engine starts revving and revving and revving, like, you already see it in yourself that turn 5 is going to be when you start turning the fuck up. And now it's not even like a thing of, oh, you have to stop the engine. The engine's not going to stop anymore. Yeah. Like, you've better killed me turn 4.
100%. Like, well, yes and no. I play what I like to call group hug. It's called group hug. And so my favorite deck is Stalwart Unity, right? And what that deck does is what the commander does is he goes, all right, at the end of my turn, everybody can play a land, and everybody who doesn't play a land draws a card. I get to draw a card and play a land, but if I don't play a land, then I only get to draw the card, right? So like, I'm trying to help everybody out. So everybody's getting a little extra land, a little extra draw to help them
all that shows me is that you were trying to rev your engine. Uh-huh. And at the same time, you were letting people rev theirs too.
Right. Because then after I'm done revving my engine, I become the stalwart part of Stalwart Unity, where I'm just an unbreakable wall. And it's just like, what are we doing here? And it's like nothing.
See, that's what I'm noticing is like, you're like, okay, let's all rev our engines. Mine's gonna rev the loudest. Yes. You better cut it now. You better cut me down now, because we're all gonna accelerate. Yes. You can't stop me when I there's no stopping my acceleration if you let me just go unhinged.
Once I'm moving, I'm an unstoppable object.
The only problem with that is just that you've turned yourself into the biggest threat which is silly, right? You turned yourself into the biggest threat by being like, you get some, like, just go Oprah with this shit. Like, you get some land, you draw. Right. I'm gonna draw and get a land. Yeah. Now everyone's like, oh, this guy's got something up his sleeves. Yes. Like, they don't think, oh, he's an Oprah. They just think, no, there's something behind here.
But let's be real here, right? When I played with Chris, right, he had that Narset deck. And what you don't know about Narset is his gaming style was hyper aggressive and shut it down. So Narset, basically what it did was it cost 6 mana, but once it costs 6 mana and you swing with Narset, you can exile the top 6 cards of the library. Anything that's a non-creature, non-land, you may cast for free during your next main phase. Yeah. So he ran a no-creature deck, and purely all it was pump Narset, and destroy everything on everybody else's field. Because once you make Narset indestructible, then you can field wipe for free, land destruction, which he did a lot of. and if you play Magic, land destruction is like a cardinal sin. Like, you destroy land and everybody goes, okay, so from now on, for the rest of the day, from every game after this to probably every game for the rest of the week, you're the target. Yeah. If we see a moment of weakness, we come for it. Like, we gut it. Like, it would be so funny. He'd be playing and he'd have 2 land by turn 5. And we'd be like, perfect. We weren't even looking at each other. We'd be like, we all swing in. We were swinging straight at Chris.
What Steve was saying earlier is kind of like how Chris plays, where he's the type of person that just switches to whatever the new meta is.
It was. Now he plays more interesting. Now he's like very much.
I've noticed that. Yeah. Well, dude, that was the whole. Again, we're going back to Vanguard now. Yes. Again, these are card games. If you guys want to look them up, we used to play.
We played trading card games all the time.
Yeah. So I was just about to say that Chris was a meta chaser. He did that too. Mm-hmm. He's a meta chaser, that dude. But we knew him at a point where all he wanted to do was win. Yeah. Like when we played Smash, like his goal was to. We play with Charles. Yes. Charles is that pinnacle, and I use this term in my game, whale. Yeah. He was like, no one could take him. Maybe if we all combined our heads together, we might be able to take him out. Right.
If we're all focusing on him.
But Chris was someone else who was like, no, I still don't see that as the winning. Like, I don't see that as the optimal winning for me. I'd rather just take second place.
Right.
And if I go 1v1 with Charles and I might beat him, then I win. But I guarantee myself second place because that would happen. We'd play Smash, and like I'd literally be like, all right, this time let's just go after Charles and let's see if we could take him down.
Right.
And everyone would join in, and next thing you know, Chris is like attacking me from behind. I'm like,
right.
But he never agreed to the game plan either, so I knew that too.
Right.
You know, and this is a game theory, right? I knew the psychology of Chris because he didn't agree to that game plan.
Right.
I would get an audible something from you, but he would just be like, he would plead the fifth, as you'd say.
Yes.
And it would put on the assumption that because 3 of the 5, or Charles was the other, but 3 out of us 4 who were going to attack Charles agreed. We just assumed he agreed with us.
Yes.
And he didn't.
Nope.
So when there was no way I could call him out on it because he was never part of the game plan to begin with.
Yes.
Because he left his answer unopened.
Yes.
Or he left his answer open, I mean.
Right. Well, unlike me, who just lies.
Like when we first started getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh, we were all just playing with like generic Yu-Gi-Oh shit, right?
Yeah.
And then like because none of us are keeping up with the show. We're fucking
No.
after high school. But then Chris like switched his deck to Pendulum, which is like the new.
Yeah.
Where it's summon. Yeah.
Like, this is not what we just did it because we're trying to relive
The nostalgia. Yeah.
Right.
And you trying to take it hella serious. It's not that deep.
I mean,
there's a benefit and a cost to that, right? Because when we got into Vanguard, I really wanted to get good at Vanguard because he was trying to get good at Vanguard.
Right.
And I didn't realize, maybe I did, and it was just like, ignorance, feigning ignorance for me.
Yeah.
But I was like, he's playing super fucking meta right now. I just want to win now.
Yep.
But like, I wanted to win my way. It
Yeah.
was like that. It was that kind of thing.
Yes.
Like he was like the Toshiki Kai of the series.
I feel like Steve's mentality is just like, well, this is like what my baseline is or whatever. I just want to max out what I have.
Yeah, it was like I'm not gonna conform to like meta. It was like Chris was Kaiba.
Yeah.
Blue Eyes is fucking meta as shit.
Random ass rule.
Yeah, Blue Eyes is meta as fuck, and I was more like Yugi, who was like I want to be Pharaoh level, but with my deck.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that was just how it went.
And I was Joey. I was 100% Joey. What? Who the fuck is Tristan?
Yeah, the little.
I don't remember that guy at all. I wanted to be Joey.
Tristan. Tristan fell in love with Joey's sister or something like that, right?
I'll be Tristan. If I can't beat him, fuck their sister.
See, because I think for Yu-Gi-Oh in that regard, I think Joey was like Joey was the bootleg Kaiba.
Yeah, he was.
Red Eyes Black Dragon bootlegger.
Remember that first episode? They were like, "Yugs, I don't understand why I keep losing." He was like, "Joey, let me see your deck." Joey, what the fuck is this? You don't even have a synergy going on. I loved it. But what?
I would say low-key Vanille is the Joey because that was him. We'd like, Vanille, let me see your Kagero deck. He'd like, Vanille, what are you doing? He's like,
Vanille, you didn't even play the game. You were just like...
But that was Joey, right?
Yeah.
Because Joey didn't know Yu-Gi-Oh!
No.
Didn't know the game of Duel... It was Duel Monsters. Was the game, right?
Duel Monsters.
Didn't know Duel Monsters.
Right.
And like, he was like, I want to slowly get better just because my friends... That was straight Vanille.
Yeah.
Vanille's like, if this is a way to hang out with the homies and have fun and kick it, and then we can have our like whatever moments in between, like if it means just picking up a card game and like putting a little bit of investment in it,
yeah,
I'll do it.
Yeah.
And most of the time we were just like, Vanille, this is a Kyrie card. Like, build your deck. Here you go. We're helping you.
I remember he showed up and we got him a pre-con purely because we were like, we don't want to build you a deck, but we know you want to. We can play Magic with you if you run this. And like, here's the thing, right? Pre-con decks are very simple. There's a theme to them. You do the theme. Vanille didn't give a fuck about. Didn't even read the cards. The whole thing was swing and cascade. And if you play Magic, you know what that does. For those that don't, basically you swing and then you exile from the top until you cast a card for free, and that card creates chaos.
But that was the beauty of Vanille, though, is he was like, again, Joey mindset. He was like, I just want to hang with the homies.
Right.
If we're all playing cards, I'm hanging with the homies playing cards, whatever. Right. But we're with the homies.
If Yu-Gi-Oh's going to a world championship, I'll be right there with him.
Yeah. I'll play. I'm probably not going to do well, but you guys are expecting that result. Right. I'm hanging with the G's.
Yeah.
That was Vanille.
That is you.
So I sucked at Vanguard, but I ended up watching the whole series.
What?
It was weird. It was weirdly interesting, right? The series was like.
Me and Steve were the only ones who legit watched.
It was like it was weirdly captivating. I don't know why.
My dad did not care for like sucked at the game, but I watched.
The last card game show I watched was Bakugan. That was a dumb game. What the fuck? Cards and marbles. you gotta roll.
Basically,
you had to roll your Bakugan right onto the card, hope it hits your card, and then the magnet pops open your Bakugan. And it was a whole thing. And by the way, like that show, like had like the launcher. I bought myself a wrist launcher for that game. It was horrible.
So yeah, let's go back to Vanguard.
Let's go back to Vanguard.
So I explained this. So what I know about Great Natures is they were rear guard oriented. Like their Vanguard wasn't. I mean, it helped, but like you could have gone Chat Noir, you could have gone Big Belly.
Right.
Either one, it wasn't going to change your overall game plan.
No.
Your game plan was I'm going to call out my Crayon Tiger, my Binoculus Tigers, Crayon Tigers. Like I'm going to set up my rear guards, and they're going to do all of the fucking heavy damage. Like. My Vanguard,
all the cards.
Your Vanguard was legit like a support almost.
Yes.
You had a support Vanguard.
My Vanguard was purely there to be. May is technically not a support.
She's a defensive.
She's actually technically now an attacker.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't doubt it.
League, I also play support. Yeah.
So your Vanguard, right? So card fight game Vanguard, this card game, it was a very simple game. You had 6 spaces that you could play on.
Mm-hmm.
You had your Vanguard card, which is your starting card. That's the card that can be attacked. That
Yes.
is in the show. You know this. That's like your avatar. That's like for Duel Monsters, like your
Yeah.
Dark Magician.
Yes.
Right. And in Duel Monsters, that's the trump card that he used.
Yes.
But in Vanguard, that's who your avatar is.
Yes.
So that's the card that can be attacked, and it gets damaged. All the other ones, they just die. They go
Right.
to the drop zone, is what they called it.
Yeah.
So you had these rear guards. You had the 2 in the front who can attack, and then the other 3 in the back were supports.
Mm-hmm.
Your Vanguard was a support type, where it was like, okay, everyone had the same level, like attack scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your Vanguard had 1100 or something, 11,000 attack,
Right.
and that was a baseline. So all Vanguards at level 3, right, top level, was going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
You increment them.
Yeah.
Twos and ones can vary, right? You had
Yeah,
8,000 vanillas who were
Mhm.
just all power, and like you're like, I'm just gonna swing heavy, and I don't need a skill stack.
Yep.
You had your 7,000. No, this is for level 1s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your 7,000s who were like, here's a skill, so we're gonna take a little less off the power and more on the whether it was like Kagura, which was what he played, which
Right.
was field control.
They were more utility.
Yes.
Yes.
You had more option.
Yeah.
And then it was 9,000 for level 2s. And those
Mhm.
were the ones with the skills. And usually you'd rather probably have a level 2 9,000 because their skills were the skills incremented
Yeah.
with their level.
Yeah.
Like a level 2, it can attack, and its skill is also kind of bonkers.
Yep.
And then you had a 10,000, which was the vanilla, same thing. No one really played those because
They
you would
did.
rather have a skillful 2
Right.
than a vanilla like tanker 2.
Yeah.
Except for again, that varied with. That was I mean like there's some decks that like could utilize it, but it was 9 times out of 10 you'd go with a skill.
Yeah.
And then your 3 was gonna be like your, okay, this is the avatar that I am. This is what I'm gonna go as.
Right.
Like their skill matters for sure, because everyone's level 3 is gonna be the same.
Yes.
So their skill matters.
Yeah.
Well, I think they also had 12,000 vanilla 3s.
They
but-
did have 12,000
but
vanilla.
no one would ever play those,
Nobody ever. Yeah, because what was the point?
Well-
Yeah.
Well, in that game, right? So 2s and 1s had shield values, so you could throw them in and they can block damage. 3s didn't. I hated having them on my field because they wouldn't defend.
Yeah.
If I needed, level 2s had this skill called intercept.
Yep.
Right. So if I don't want to play a card in my hand, I can intercept with a card on my field only from the 2 front rows, unless they had a skill just
That's said otherwise.
that gave them an intercept from the
And
back.
as in all trading card games, the rules are secondary to what the card says.
Pretty much.
The card is always
Pretty
right.
much. Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
If it's a lot, it goes straight into logic.
Mm-hmm.
If the logic of order, because the game had very simple game.
It's very simple, yes.
They had their phases, they laid it out for you.
Mm-hmm.
If the card's description, like worked within the phases, then it's that cards like that's how it goes.
Yes.
You literally read it like left to right almost.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, I can insert it right in here where it's going to be at its most optimal and most destructive.
Right.
I will use it there.
Yeah.
So we had yours down as the Great Nature. What other deck did you play?
I played Narakumis. Because we played, God damn it.
We played for a while.
Yeah, you were like, I'll play when I'm around, and you were only around when everybody was there, and everybody was playing Vanguard except for you and Charles.
See,
what was Charles's deck?
No, Charles was Royal Paladins.
Charles was Royal Paladins. He got Royal Paladins, and then I think you did Angel Force or whatever it's called.
Dude, I did everything else.
You did. If it wasn't taken, you were like, I'll build the deck.
You did Mega Colonies too.
I tried Mega Colonies.
See, that's the thing is like the
That's
one that
one of the green
I
ones.
think the one that you definitely did way better than was with the Great Natures.
Yeah,
Like,
Great Natures was
Narukami
my baby.
That didn't fit your game style.
It went Great Natures, and then it went Blue Idols or whatever they were called.
Oh yeah,
right.
The Bermuda Triangles.
Bermuda Triangles, which just because of titties, right?
Etchy.
Dude, when I got that super rare wedding dress.
That's right up your alley of who you are, isn't it?
It goes whatever is the closest thing to a support type class, right? And then fan service. And then everything else under that is whatever.
Well, again, Great Nature's just fit. Like Narukami's, I don't think that was again, we'll do Sword and Shield, right? Like Great Nature's was a shield kind of deck, and that fits your style very much.
Yes.
Narukami's was a sword deck, and you were not a sword.
To
be honest,
yeah,
right?
No.
Like you would be like, okay, let's kill everything. And you're like, wait a minute, back that up. I want to keep that one alive. Like your field control was not as good in an attacking deck as it was in a defensive deck.
Like, don't get me wrong, my Narukami deck was good, but like
for sure.
When I played it, I just wasn't fulfilled like I was with
That
Great
was the
Nature.
thing is like with Great Nature, I had more. I was more nervous playing against your Great Nature deck than your Narukami deck any day of the week.
Yes.
Like this guy. So for me,
put a shield in my hand and you're done.
I did Gear Chronicle first.
You did Gear Chronicle first, which was overpowered as shit.
That was the OP. What was that deck? That deck was just game. That was plot armor deck.
It was just
plot. That was just straight plot armor.
Yeah.
Like the Vanguard was just OP.
Yeah.
Like all its supports were just bonkers OP. Like.
Right. I was like,
you were worried about the whole deck. You weren't worried about the Vanguard or the Rearguard. You were worried about everything.
Right.
You were just worried about it going just fucking time bonk because it was a time concept kind of deck.
Like if it made it to a certain point, you were gonna lose.
Yeah.
Because it outlasted everybody. It had attacked stronger than almost anybody.
I was gonna say the only way you lost it in Gear Chronicle was if you just had a bad hand. That was it. Like that's the only reason why I'd ever lose in that game. I was just like, I can't run grade 3. I can't ride to grade 3 anymore.
Right.
I'm fucked.
Right.
But if I hit grade 3, you are all direct.
Right.
But the one that I really got really close to, it's sick, dude. I think the deck that I was like more oriented to was Dark Irregulars.
Yep.
I think I felt like that was my like calling card.
Like you liked Gear Chronicles, but only because of like when you play Gear Chronicles.
It was my first deck. I think it was that your first love kind of thing.
Right, exactly. Like when you played it, people had fun. Don't get me wrong, but like it was always like, oh, who's gonna beat Steve this time? Like we gotta get it ready. And you'd be like, take me off the hill, motherfuckers. Yeah. Like that was it. But when you played Dark Irregulars, you were like, you thought.
I love that deck. So that was a very Vanguard-oriented deck. Like
yeah.
You needed the right Vanguard to play it. I wouldn't say it was. It almost works like how you play your Magic deck, where it was just like so. Like you see the engine revving.
Yeah.
Because like the whole concept of that deck, it was like you stack your soul.
Yeah.
So like in Vanguard, your Vanguard had a soul.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just all the cards you rode before. If you had another card skill where you just throw cards into the middle to stack it. All that deck did was just stack the soul.
Yep.
So you just see literally like the Vanguard just rise on a pile of cards. And then once it got to a certain level, it would become more and more destructive. Yep. Oh, you have 10 in the soul. Now you're hitting for a crit every time.
Right.
You have 15. Now you can't guard. Like it was one of those things where it was just like you're watching this all unfold. Can you stop it?
I remember now, yeah, because like another thing with Dark Irregulars that made it like just so better for you was because like when you played Gear Chronicles, it was a little too straightforward. You know what I mean? Like you did the same thing every time.
Yeah, it was robotic.
Right.
It was Gear, right? Gear Chronicles. It was just like, okay, I have all the pieces, and now it's time to auto. It was like autoplay. Boop, 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 boop.
Exactly. But when you played Dark Irregulars, you had such a wider way of winning. You had that one card. What was it? Am I thinking of the right one where it's like you get an extra turn or?
No, that was Gear. That was Gear Chronicle.
That was the extra turn one. So what's the one where you got to take the other person's turn? Remember, it was like a Gear 4, but it was like a really shitty. Oh, it was a Gear 3 that a lot of people never played because it was like, I might be thinking of a different.
You might be thinking of a different deck. Yeah. This one was like, you would see me stack my soul.
Yeah.
And like, my deck was really fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun because like I was like my rear guards were important. It was either like I'm gonna play this card, now I can slide 2 soul in, or it's like I put this card on the field, and now guess what? You can't guard with zeros with this card.
Yeah.
My soul is so high, like it's so high, my rear guards are getting buffs.
Right.
You know, and it was one like my 2 trump cards because like in Vanguard, the Vanguard that we played, you'd have grade 4s, which you can call once per turn.
Yeah.
It wasn't like your end all card. It was just like, all right, here is your grade 4 for the turn. Go.
Right.
Like make your big plans happen.
Right.
And so for yours, it was again like just start stacking the rear guards. Just give them like a shit ton of power. And then I think one of them was like you can't guard with like zeros or something.
Yes.
Like that. Mine, it was like, okay, am I ready to call my grade 4? No. I don't have 15 in the soul.
Right.
I can't get to 15.
Go ahead. Take your turn.
So, but if I did, it was one of 2 things. It was like this one guy who, it was Gilderay. That was his name. And it was literally like your end game. Because it was like, if you have 7, you get a crit. If you have 10, they can't guard with perfect guards. If you have 15, you have another crit. So I'm swinging for 3.
Yeah.
Like, you better have 2 damage. Once you get to 6 damage, you're dead.
Right.
Right? And I'm like, okay, if you're at 3 damage, you have to guard this.
Right.
Do you have...
You don't have grade 0s. Do you have like 20 grade 2s and grade 1s?
It was one of those things. It was a little less straightforward because like the way you had to develop the soul and like manage.
Yeah.
Because that deck was very like you're running out of cards.
Right. But you put more thought into it because you had to time how fast you filled your thing. Because if you went at it, you were like, just put as many cards in my soul as I can.
I'd deck out. I'd run out of cards in hand to defend. Like it was a lot more thought process to it.
Right.
But I also like had to work around that, and I was like, let's play this card where like if I go too fast, I could just take like I leave 13 cards in the soul, take everything else, and put it back in my deck.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, we're refreshed.
Right.
Which would ultimately like stack my deck.
Right.
Because if I'm putting everything in the soul and I played that card, I'm like, oh, crit's going back in, heal, crit,
right.
all in my deck. I wonder what my trigger's gonna be.
Right. Exactly. Like that, what's the one where I think it's the one Chris played where it was like you scry, you look at the top cards of your deck like you always know what's in like on the top 5
No,
cards.
that was mine. That was Oracle Think
That
Tank.
was
So
Oracle
OTT.
Think Tank. Oh yeah, that was that one.
So that one you would literally just be like, okay, you'd get to a certain point, you'd literally just draw. It's heavy defensive, like super tanker deck.
Super.
And you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm gonna check the top card. I'm gonna put that on the bottom. Right. That's a shit card.
It was like, is that a crit trigger or a heal? No.
Well, they had that and Genesis. That was the other one where you would like take a look at the top 4. Now stack your triggers.
Right. It was like, because like when you, for those of you who don't know, when you swing in Vanguard with your Vanguard, you get to pull the top 3 cards off the top of your library, and some of your cards were special cards like crit, trigger, draw.
So these were the grade 0s. So grade 0s were only meant to be used as trigger points.
Right.
So if we think about it real life, it's like that person setting you off. Right. If you pulled that 0, that non-existent, like doesn't mean anything to me card, except for when he triggers me.
Yeah.
You'd have like a crit trigger, which would add an extra damage in.
Yes.
So again, if I had like 3 crits on already a 2 crit, I would have speed. At one point, I could swing to end the game.
Yes.
Yes. Like you take this damage, you're drawing 6. Like
right. I think that's again why I played Naru Kamis and Great Natures, because those are the 2 decks where it's like, do you like thinking? No, play these 2 decks.
Yeah.
Narukami's was purely the whole game plan was like, maybe you don't get triggers, maybe you don't get jack shit. But if you're playing Narukami's, you guarantee get +2 crits.
Yeah.
Like, just off of the Gear 4. Anyway, so your Genesis, you were on Genesis, I believe.
Yeah, Genesis OTT, so like the same. They were like defensive. Well, Genesis broke the game.
Yes.
Isn't that funny? Like,
yeah, I know.
The title of that clan is like the first book of the Bible is like Genesis. It broke the game.
Yeah.
It broke the game. It did, because they broke the logic.
Yeah.
Where you can like it became something which is why I don't like Magic. It became an infinite loop. You were able to infinite loop and just win.
Yeah.
Like they would you would get to ridiculous numbers. So like for me, with my Dark Irregulars, I was hitting stupid numbers too. I was hitting like 50,000, 53,000, like something where you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But these guys were hitting like, if they wanted to, they could go up to like 100K.
Yeah.
And you just sit there waiting for them to just like, I hated playing those guys because again, it was a meta deck at the time. It broke the game, and you'd either play with the guy who was like, okay, I just want to end this because I win,
right?
Or you deal with the guy who's like, yeah, let's see how high I can keep going,
right? And
you just want to throw. You just like, I call,
right?
Fold game.
I'm done.
Yeah, like, you win. I don't care. I don't want to see this anymore.
That was the reason why we got out of Vanguard, because they came out with that deck, and then what's called Cassie's deck, the Pirates.
Oh yeah, 7 Seas.
7 Seas. The Gear 2 grade. The Gear
Grand
2
Blue.
Grade, yeah, Grand Blue Gridlock. That was.
So yeah, the grade 1. So they had a grade 1 Gridlock, but that deck was meta without it too. I had a friend who played it, and he played it throughout. And I mean that's why he was probably one of the best Vanguard players I'd ever played.
Yeah. We
would literally go to like Denny's at like 2 a.m. just to play.
Yeah.
And it would be like, if I wanted to really try and beat his it was meta. We had every deck pretty much, but like it was meta versus meta.
Yeah.
So his main deck was like Dimensional Police.
Which
was like,
no one ever touched that. Usually, no one.
It was the fun.
That.
It was the fun. Like, oh, you are a Transformers,
right.
Mobile Suit Gundam kind of guy.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
So that was his like that, and then he also played the T-Rex one.
That the one with the football players?
No, that's Spike Brothers. It was a red deck.
Oh, Kagero.
No, it was
Because I remember Kagero, Narukami's, and then probably there was another third red one. There was 3 of every color. There was 3 gray, 3 purple, 3 green. What?
Tachikaze. So that was like literally just dinosaurs. Like the other
dinosaur
ones were dragons.
ninjas.
That one was dinosaurs.
Yeah. Dinosaur ninjas, actually.
No, Nubatama's was the ninja.
Oh, there are a bunch of. Oh, there's so many decks.
Yeah, there were a lot. But that was cool because like again, it catered to you. Every time I saw someone play a deck, I was like, I know who they kind of are now.
Yeah.
Like I'm learning who they are and the way they played. I'm learning who they are as a person.
Exactly.
And we'll get back to game theory with like the psychology because that ties in really big.
Mm-hmm.
But like my friend and I, we would literally like that was when I was able to play Gear Chronicles and just go super meta.
Yeah.
Because it was meta versus meta. He built a Grand Blue deck that beat all of the level 1s because he can actually go to 3 and just fucking wreck shop. So like you had to play the game against him.
Yeah.
Is what he was telling you. He's like, no, you can't play this bullshit gridlock system shit. Like, I will beat you.
Right.
You have to play the actual game to beat me, which was really fun.
Whoa.
And then we get to like I said, he'd have it like the meta fucking Grand Blue, and I had my meta Gear Chronicles, and then after we go through like 3 rounds of that, of who's more meta,
right?
we would go, okay, let's play our favorites, and then like he'd usually win the metas. I would usually win everything else because I was like, my deck regulars is like my main like.
Right. When I'm not sitting here doing the most meta bullshit in the world, right?
Well, that was it, dude.
We're playing an actual game.
It was just like. It was just 2 supercomputers, 2 AIs just going through the rounds when we played super meta like that. It was legit like, all right, do your turn, and we'd wait. Like we'd have it down to like a timing. Like we'd be eating in between.
Yeah.
He's just doing his thing. I attack. All right, I take. Like as I'm eating a goddamn steak. Like I take. Go ahead. Like keep running your shit. Let me know when your turn ends.
Right.
Like we know how this goes.
Let me know when I finally start my turn.
It was like who's more lucky. It was literally when we played meta.
Right.
But yeah, when it came to darker regulars versus like, because that wasn't his main either. His main was, like I said, Dimensional Police or Tachis.
Yeah.
I always wrecked his shit, dude.
That was the one thing about Vanguard that I think I love the most. It's kind of the reason why I don't like Magic either, right? Because like Vanguard, it wasn't about what was meta or what was really good. It was about who you are as a player. Right?
Yeah.
It was because like what you like was what you liked, and you could make a good deck out of it regardless, just like Magic. But it was less like in Magic. There's the 5 colors, right? Yeah. If you're a blue player, I don't want to be your friend, right? But if you're a green and red player, you and me could get along.
Yeah.
Right. So, but like. It's different. It's similar.
Well, that was the thing too. Is like there was a ranking system in Vanguard, but you knew that. Like it was more cookie cutter.
Yeah.
So like if you're playing a deck that wasn't gonna win as much, I kind of knew who you were. You were the underdog in your life.
Yeah.
You're the guy who's like, I'm gonna show you guys that I could win with fucking Great Natures became meta at one point.
After they came out with that new the new Panda Professor or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Professor Big Belly.
What was that? Like Mega Colony.
Mega Colony.
I don't really like that one because it was a bug deck, but like that was one of those where you saw it, you're like, oh, this guy is trying to be the underdog, like the hero out of the fucking woodworks. Like he's the Shino, like the quiet type who's just. Yeah. He's OP. Oh shit.
I mean, I tried to make Mega Colonies work. The issue with Mega Colonies was like to make the deck work, and it would work. You needed like $300.
Yeah, it had a high value jump to it, where it was like if you couldn't build just a mediocre Mega Colony.
No,
it had to be It had to be like textbook meta.
You could build a budget like Great Nature deck. Like
yes, you can.
Like. Binoculars Tigers and Crayon Tigers.
Well, they started coming out with the reprints so people could start playing those decks more too.
Exactly, yeah.
Because those decks weren't getting as much love. They were like, oh, because, it became a supply-demand thing, right? They were like, oh, because these cards are so in demand for just Great Nature, because they are staples, we're going to hoard them.
Right.
And then went, okay, we'll reprint. Fuck you guys.
Right.
We want people to enjoy this.
Right. That happens in a lot of card games.
I know. And that's why Vanguard was like one of my favorites, because like, you had the types like me that did want like just the shiniest deck because I was that into the game.
Yeah.
But then there's the people who were like, I just want to see this deck out wholly and not have to pay out the nose for it. Like okay, reprint. Right. Cool.
And then again, that was also before anyone was really into like just like, you know what, cards are getting too expensive. We're just gonna print proxies.
And that was like a part of our lives too.
True.
Because that was what kept us. Again, I don't think we would have had as much fun if we had something to. It was just one of those things. If we started getting bored, you want to play a game?
Yeah.
Literally, we'd just be like, we'd be at like Maddie's house or we'd be at Chris's, and like we'd all hit that like peak boredom where we're like, we don't want to play Monopoly. We were already tired and like.
Right.
So like what's a game we could play in like 15 minutes?
Right.
Let's play a quick Vanguard game real quick, just to reset the mind, refresh it, get it going. Like
right.
It stimulated a lot of that like intelligence in us and intellect.
Honestly, yes.
And it was at a baseline level where we can play it and not be like, oh my god, I have to. That was the problem with Magic for me is like I have to think a lot, which is not a problem, but I have to get myself prepared to think a lot.
Yes.
Now for Vanguard, it wasn't because you like I know this deck so well. It's 50 card deck. I know it so well. I don't need a lot of brain output to play it, but it still stimulates the thoughts. Okay, do I guard? Do I not? Like
right. Like that's why I started playing standard Magic on MTG Arena. Because like when you play Commander, again, it's like 100 cards.
100 cards, dude.
You're playing against
only
4
one
or 5,
of each type.
Right?
Like,
and only one of each type, right? And then like it's not if you're like your deck's not built to basically like give you all the answers as fast as possible. And then it's a lot of, okay, take your turn and you do your whole thing. And then it's my turn. I draw a card. I go, okay, I play land, tap 5 here, go pass everything. It takes too long. It's so long and it takes so much effort. But Vanguard, again, was a nice 60 card deck.
So it was 50 and then you had 16 in your
in
G zone.
Yeah.
Great title for that.
Honestly, yes. But like that was what I liked about it. It was 50 cards. You just played, boom, done. That was it. It wasn't like, all right, Steve, Do you have the next 2-3 hours available for this one game?
Yeah, right. No, exactly it. And it was only like, oh, I'm gonna swing, and you take. Now we gotta calculate the damage.
Right.
That's 4 attack. Are you gonna defend? You're like, no. It's just like, I swing. How much? Just take it. It's too much.
There's a surprising amount of math in Magic now.
There was math in a that was the thing. There was a lot of math that was just like scatterbrain math in Magic.
Yeah.
And in, which was fine because like once you kept track, it was easy.
Right.
But again, you'd have to be like your brain. You had to be mentally engaged to do that.
Yeah.
For Vanguard, you're like, okay, the numbers always added up easily. You're like 11 plus 9, that's 20,000 plus, and anything that was a boost was either 5 or 10. So
right.
25, 30. And if you didn't want to, if it was too high, you're like, do you have a perfect guard? Like, it really came down to that. You're like, you either need like those defending cards, like those grade 4 defenders.
Yeah.
Or it was do you have a heal trigger or a perfect guard in your hand?
Right.
And so again, that's why I like Dark Irregulars, because like I would be swinging at like 61,000, and like everyone knew. It was just like, do you have either? I would literally like spell it out for people. I'm like, do you have 3 heal triggers in your hand? No. Do you have a perfect guard? No.
You're taking damage.
If you don't have those 2, you're not gonna burn 12 cards to try and defend this.
Unless you're playing Great Natures.
Yeah. Even then, like, and that was the beauty of it, because if you did take that risk of going, okay, 1, 2, here's 12 cards. Now you can't kill me. Well, all right. Well, now you can't play your next turn that well.
And you're like, yes, but blocked your goddamn move.
I know.
Right?
That was always the victory people had. They're like, you didn't get me with that kill. I'm like, I know, but you're really not gonna have a next turn.
Because it was so satisfying to me to watch somebody go, all right, build up, swing in for a huge amount. And if you did have a perfect guard, you were so glorious, because you would just sit there and watch them build. You'd be like, perfect guard.
Yeah, you're like, no, fuck that noise.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, get the fuck out of there.
That was the beauty, because like, and I think that's why I love Dark Irregulars, because I know people would get little wins in that.
Yeah.
They're like, I fucking just guarded this huge I guarded his trump card, and like, unbeknownst to them, it was gonna happen next turn too.
Yeah, of course. It's obviously.
It was like, the win though. You were like, I actually defended one of these fucking onslaught waves, like amazing.
Right.
And I'm like,
well, that's
a win in your book.
Right.
I'm going to win this game though now.
Well, that was the thing with Vanguard. It was like, sometimes if you just outlasted the right deck, you were fine.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And Dark Irregulars is not really one of those decks, because you could reset and everything like that. But like, if you could just be like, all right, outlast, G guard.
Yeah.
All
well,
that's
why I think that's why Quiz kind of fell off, in a sense, because we would start to learn how to outlast his Aquaforce deck. Because all it did was just like constantly attack.
Right.
And like, you'd just be like, oh my god, like I'm just getting hit left and right. Like, this is annoying. And now the decks we played were just like built to tank.
Right.
Like, go ahead. Like,
right.
And it'd get to the point where he would go through his end game, and by the time he got there, he was depleted.
Yeah.
And we were just starting ours.
Right. He was just like, I swung in and I use all these cards. Yeah. I love Vanguard.
It's always gonna be a part of me. That's for sure. Just like Power Rangers.
Those days at Deanza, just
Deanza, at your house, at Chris's, like we just wherever we were at, we were just like, we were literally like the main characters, like just pull it out of the school backpack, like, let's go.
We were like,
that was it. Yeah, like literally, we like, hey, you want to be in the cafeteria? Yeah. We didn't even have to ask the second question. We knew it was gonna be implied.
But like, there were even times where like it was like fucking Pokemon. Like, I'd be walking to class, I'd be walking from class, and Chris would be walking to his car in like a random spot at the Anza, and we'd be like, we'd be like,
nearest table. You guys go to the nearest table. Like, let's just duel it out. Real quick.
I straight up one time we found like just like a brick like wall that was just a little shorter. We pulled out game mats and we played. We were like, trading card gamer Kendall challenges you.
I have a gold paladin deck still. It's half baked.
I'm glad you do. I was so sad when you fucking got stolen from. They robbed you. Oh my god. And they didn't even rob. Like, it would have been different if it was like Steve lost a fight and they stole his backpack. No, these were fucking bitch ass motherfuckers that are like, Steve is distracted for 5 seconds, grab and snatch.
I was so into the game, dude. Because we went to a regional tournament, and I was doing bonkers well.
Yeah.
I was doing so good, and I was like, let's go.
Right.
And that they stole like that cut every momentum I had. It cut.
Yes.
I was like, because I was on a win streak. I was like, let's go. My next game, I just didn't give two fucks.
Honestly, after you stole it, you, me, Addison, Cassie, we all just left.
I defeated. My mind was defeated. Like I was like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Right. I still had another round.
I could have gone. Surrendered. I know. I could have gone. I could have gone further, and I was just like, nope, don't want to do it.
Did they ever arrest that dude? I don't know if they. Because I swear to God, if you steal cards, if you're stealing cards from like some random tournament or anything like that. That has to be at least $200-$300 to $1,000 worth.
Depends on how invested you were in the game, right?
Right, but like if somebody stole my stuff, right, and got caught, that's at least $300 worth of stuff they stole. That's a felony, right?
Yeah. I think after a certain
a certain amount, it's a felony.
It becomes.
And if you steal my cards, it's still a felony.
No, that was the thing. Like. The monetary value was less of a hit than it was of just like I put so much time into it.
By the way, yeah, that's a whole.
I put so much time and love into this game, and like I built all these decks, and I loved playing every single one of them. Yes. Like there wasn't one I was like, why did I build that? I was like, no, these are all fun decks to play. I just had my favorites. That was it. Right. For that, I was just like, it was like someone stole a part of me. Right. And I was very not happy with that.
Also, like, why do you even steal cards? I get it. I get it, but fuck you if you steal cards. Yeah. If you steal cards, do not ever talk to me. Well, I mean, just like
listen. It's a collection that you create that you could play with.
It's
like again, you're stealing a part of you.
Right. Steal my phone. I don't give steal my phone. Fuck it. I'll go get a new one.
Well, it's funny you say that because someone did, and I was just like. Okay,
you were
like, whatever. Get another one.
Right. You were like, I'm not attached to this phone. You don't just build a deck in like 30 minutes. Like I just run down the Best Buy, buy a new phone. Right?
Yeah. No, that's exactly it.
Fucking days.
We would do research. We'd be like, okay, that synergizes well. That doesn't. And then we'd play test. And we'd be like, and we'd literally like, I mean, it was iron versus iron, and we'd be like, hey, like maybe we should take one of these out and let's put another one of these in your deck, Kendall. I think that'd be better for you. Same for me. I'm like, that didn't synergize well. I need to start adding new pieces in. Right? I need to. Or
sometimes you just got crazy, like Chris said. He was like, maybe if I just run 3 heal triggers and an extra crit. You remember that when you were like blowing his mind, and he was just like, maybe I just take out anything that's not heal and crit triggers and just run full crit triggers. Just to get you, but like that's like, and the other thing too is when you build a deck and you have a deck, right? You don't just build it and then go, cool, this is the best it's ever gonna be. Sit down. A couple weeks go by, maybe a couple months go by, new cards come out, you make it better, you improve it. You're putting time and effort, and then somebody fucking steals it.
Well, that was the thing too. Is like, why did we build these decks? We got drawn to these decks for some reason, right? I mean, we made this rule within our group. It was an unwritten rule, but we were like, no one runs the same deck. Right. And it was fun that way because, like, we all saw who we were and we went, Kendall is a great nature guy. Right. Like, and those cards became, like, your personality and vice versa. Right. Like, you put in energy into those cards and they put energy back into you.
They call me Black Kaiba. I could run to the car right now and pull out my briefcase. You know I have it on me. You know I got that on me. I am never caught lacking, all right?
So that was that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the card game you play just shows who you are. Yeah. And within that, the clan you played in that showed exactly who you were.
And that mentality, again, tell me how that ties into game theory, though, right?
Yeah, I was gonna get back. So this is all psychology we're talking about. Yes. Right, so if we know all of this information, it makes this part more robotic to where
it's so you're taking it back to the rock paper scissors things, right? So it's like if you have all this information, they're more likely to pick rock.
Well, it becomes an art of war thing, right? If I know myself and I know my enemy,
listen, I didn't read the Art of War.
Well, here's a very simple premise from it, and it makes perfect sense. If I know my enemy, and I know myself, I will know the result of our battle. Yes, same thing.
Okay. No? I'll give it to you. Because you're right. I give it to you because that is a big thing in how I play, right? When I play,
that's just a general thing of the art of war. Yes. Right? Because if I know, And that was why we played each other all the time, because we knew each other so well. It became a game theory. It became just basic game theory.
Right.
Because our psychologies were negated at this point. We knew each other that well. We knew our decks that well. Mm-hmm. It became a game theory thing. It was a thing of like making the right, smartest choices in the situation of me playing your Great Nature versus playing my Dark Irregulars.
Right.
You knew what you had to do. You knew that it just became straight game theory.
Yeah, I would just ask for water. I just tried to do it super subtly. It failed.
I just didn't know what you were asking for.
I just was like,
water. Damn. You okay?
Yes. It went perfect. Like I caught it, dude. It just went
right in the boob,
right through the heart. Dead. All right.
So this, if we want to, it comes down as like a pyramid of priority, right? Because game theory is very basic. It's very easy to understand.
Okay.
Because it is, I mean, like I said, use a rock, paper, scissors, use a coin flip as it, right? We can use this as a game theory concept. Mm-hmm. 50-50 chance.
Yes.
That's as easy as it's going to get.
Yes.
That's the luck base. That's game theory right there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everything before that, that's psychology stuff, right? Like, now we're getting into the information gathering of everything.
Yes.
Right? That becomes the next step. Because if I don't know the game and I don't know all of the components of the game, then I can't induce my theory of the game.
Right.
Right. I need to know all components. It's like variables, right? I need to know all of the variables.
Right.
What are the controlled ones? What are the ones that are constant? And what are the variables that I can understand to the best? It's limiting the amount of usage in your brain to be like, okay, I don't have to focus on the constants because they're always going to be constant. Gravity is always going to be 9.8 meters per second.
Right.
Right. I don't have to worry about that concept anymore because it's a constant.
Yes.
It becomes a thing of like, now it's just like I've minimized what I have to know because everything else is constant. Now I just have to focus on the variables. And then it becomes a thing of deducing which variable is more important to focus on.
Yeah.
That's more of a psychological thing.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. In poker, like, they say you don't play the hand, you play the person.
Yes.
It's true. What reads can I get off of this guy just by seeing him play? Oh, man. Like, his eye twitched when, he called. Is that a bluff tactic? Or is that like a subconscious bluff that he's doing? Or is that like a like...
And I need to say, this is why if we ever do build that D&D campaign, it's going to be so hard to play as Steve, as a character, because I'm going to be over here like, I have to intentionally mislead him just so I can get him to mislead him. Sorry, no, I did that wrong. I have to intentionally mislead him just so I can get Steve to follow the mission. It'd have to be like, a man serves you tea. How does he serve you tea? What kind of tea is it? What's his body language and everything like that? And I'd have to sit there like, okay, now I have to make him look suspicious just so he'll follow him.
Would that be a nightmare for like the game for
you
wouldn't Master?
You wouldn't be a nightmare because I also understand that in Dungeons and Dragons, compared to any other game, is that game takes more into account who you are than most games. Because, like, if I needed you to do something, I don't need to be like, okay, there's a reward if you do this or that. I go, there's a child dangling from a rope, and there's a man about to kill it. Now I'm preying on your humanity. Do you let the child die?
Right.
And then when you save the child ends up being a demon. He tries to come after you. Right? Like, that's why you want to be the nightmare that you are when you play card games. Oh my God, I love playing against you in any game. You are a fun component because you're competitive, but you're competitive in the fun way, not in the, you know why I'm here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
What? Right. He's not here to win. He's out here to have a good time. We need to do that D&D campaign one of these days.
Yeah, I'm down.
It's just hard.
See,
you need to make your characters again.
But when you get good at learning the psychology of everything and you learn those variables, it's a deficiency thing, right? And that's how you get better at stuff. Mm-hmm. Is like, you're like, okay, like, what part of it is game theory? What I haven't hit top tier yet. I can't autopilot the rest. Yeah. So until I get my brain to be super efficient till it can autopilot psychology shit, then I can't really go autopilot game theory because I don't know the whole game.
Yeah.
Right. We did this We did this on one of the podcasts prior. You were like, okay, you're in a room, this and that. You gave me this.
I gave you all the things. And by the way, you dissected that, and you did really well.
Yeah.
I was trying to do a Kobayashi Maru on you. You know Kobayashi Maru?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, for Star Trek fans, it's basically a test that that Star Trek is famous for, where it's a test you can't pass because the whole point of the test is to make you experience fear or failure. That's the whole point of it. I was trying to give you a test you could never succeed in, so that way you would learn that like sometimes you fail in Dungeons and Dragons. But no, he wouldn't accept it. He was like, "I see your logic and raise you more logic." And I was like, "Oh shit." And you were like, "So I save everyone. I save everyone and I find the bad guy." And I was like, "Well, I fucking guess."
I feel like who else would be funny in Dungeons & Dragons?
Kayla would be hilarious in Dungeons and Dragons.
Kayla would be getting distracted every day.
I watch. All right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get everybody on a Zoom chat. We're gonna do a Dungeons and Dragons online thing.
Let's do Discord. They do it on Discord all the time.
Discord, Zoom, all internet, all video chatting is now Zoom to me.
You know what we need to do?
Discord has like actual features for D&D.
I have no idea.
I heard they have like the dice and everything.
I didn't know.
Well,
that.
what we could do, what I need to do, I need to get a PC.
Yeah,
We could stream it.
we could. Any of them.
Everyone has a fucking home streaming setup too.
Yeah. Well, we could. I get why we haven't done it, and that's because I haven't texted everybody being like, "Hey, I have a campaign ready. Do you guys want to make your own characters, or do you want me to make them for you?"
I'll help you with the story.
Good. I need help with the story. I had a really good opening D&D thing, right? You guys remember I told you were going to come to a giant island during a festival. It was going to be a whole thing, but I don't know how to get the team together. Well, I knew how, but it's the whole thing. Anyway, I digress.
I have an idea.
Okay. But game theory, from what it sounds like, is it's less. I'm a statistic based player.
Just did you give him the example about the share and the steal thing?
Oh, yeah. So on the basis of like, you seen Squid Games?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were off camera talking about so this is a communication thing, right? So this deals with like a psychology in a sense, but it's communication. And so I was in this class where the professor put us into pairs, and so there's $1,000 in the pot.
Okay.
And you have 10 rounds, so $1,000 each round. And you can either share, so if you and your partner both share, you split the pot. If you steal, they share, you steal the pot. Vice versa. If you both steal, nobody gets the pot. Right?
Yes.
So we had 5 minutes to get to know our partners. So we knew them from class for like maybe a week or two, and then we got to like ask questions, get to know who they were. Like you asked whatever question. Literally, it was just like take 5 minutes to just talk, chat.
Right.
So like I just asked questions of who they were. I'm like, oh, what kind of music do you listen to? This and that. Like, let me get to know who you are for this. It's a game.
Yes.
Let me get to know who you are for this game that we're playing.
Yes. What are your top 5 emojis?
And my deduction was they seem like someone who would rather share than steal.
Yeah.
So my first premise was, okay, I'm going to share. And I shared, she shared. And it was perfect. We both got our half.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, for me, I was like, there's no doubt in my mind that she would probably share again. So we kept doing that. On the last round, he was like, okay, this one, the pot is like, if you steal it, you get more. Then you get $500 more. So you get the whole 1,000.
Yeah.
And he gave us like another minute to like kind of like not talk about it, but like kind of like gauge each other. And again, I shared and she shared, and we both made out with 5,000. So game theory. So this is why this deals with game theory.
Yes.
Because in this concept, the max you can realistically get is 10,000.
Yeah.
The probability of that is infinitesimally low.
Yeah.
And I told Danielle this. Unless you're dealing with someone who's just, I don't want to say idiot, but just for whatever reason, just doesn't know how to not steal.
The only time I ever stole.
Yeah, but if someone was stealing, you would also
Well, okay.
So this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Game theory. So there was a group that the guy just stole first turn steal. So he got $1,000 his first turn. And his partner was not too happy with it, obviously, because they shared.
Yeah.
And then the next one, they went, maybe that was just the last judgment. Maybe he was just testing the waters out.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they shared or stole, it wasn't going to matter. Because this guy was going to steal again.
Yeah.
And so let's say that person shared. So now this dude's up 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, you've developed this cognition of like, this guy's not gonna share one bit.
No.
So now it breaks down into two thoughts for you. Do I steal and let this asshole get nothing?
Yeah.
Because he has already stolen from me twice.
Mm-hmm.
Or do I just keep sharing because I'm gonna get 0 anyways?
I would steal.
Right.
Right.
Well, then a lot of people did.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy if this person was that submissive, which no one really is.
No.
Because people hold vengeance to a pretty high regard.
Listen, vengeance, I get it. It's not healthy, but my God, don't tell me it's not satisfying.
It's one of those things like, fuck you, or fuck me, fuck you.
Right.
Fuck you, fuck me. So most times, this guy, I didn't see a scenario where this person was like, I just submit. You could take it all.
Right.
I don't care anymore.
Right.
Right. That person, that says a lot about this person already.
Yes.
Where even in just this game, I'm like, I'm worried for this person.
Right.
Right? Because either they're just like a saint.
Right.
Or they just really, you're just like, you need a hug.
Right.
Right? That's what I thought. But if this person's like, steal, fuck you too, right? You lose. Ultimately, you're going to lose because me, who's made 5,000, and my partner who made 5,000, yeah, we didn't make the max, but we got optimally the best we could have gotten.
Yeah.
Right. Same. This person who tried to steal the whole way only got 2, and now he's hated. Now on top of having less than what we have, and having my partner and I having a good relationship where I'm like, I could trust you now. If I have someone I need to trust, I'm gonna go to you.
Yeah.
That guy is the opposite. We went, that guy stole from the get, and no one wants to be with this guy. No. And he has less money. Like now he has less money than us too. Yeah. All right, perfect. Like there's that scenario too where it's like, they share, and the last one the person steals. Same thing. That goes straight into our psychology, right? Mm-hmm. So it works from like top up, top down. I mean, where you're like, okay, game theory is so basic here. Yeah. You have 2 options, A or B, right? But the psychology now and the aftermath that the psychology will lead you to can bring in a lot of consequences, right? Because had my partner stolen from me at the very end, I would have lost trust. Yes. And I would have been like, I don't know. If we kept going 3 more rounds, I probably would be very on the fence about shit. Yeah. But she didn't, so I have no reason to doubt. Right.
So your partner, you have. I'm hearing 2 conditions right now. You have either extreme generosity, where you both are like, let's share, and you guys both come out fairly on top, or you have the option where you break that trust, and now it's a mental fight where it's like, how do I ensure that I screw you over now?
Well, it's the thing. So if we go straight game theory with it, right?
Yours tastes so much better.
I know, right?
Cotton candy?
Red Bull. Or Blue Energy. So game theory, right? I know if I wanted to ultimately become on top, my best bet would be to share until probably out of 10 rounds, share until the second to last round. Yeah. So round 9, I'd steal. Mm-hmm. So now I'm at 4,000. I'm at 5,000 on round 9. Yeah. Where they don't know if I'm going to steal on the last round or not. Right. And so that becomes the 50-50. Now I've weakened my odds on the last round by jumping the gun on the 9th round, mm-hmm. But it puts just enough doubt in their head because I've shared 8 rounds prior for them to be like,
are you gonna steal again now? Like,
but he added the clause, right? He added this rule where it was like, if this person steals, then he's gonna get more, which is gonna put more doubt into your partner's head.
Give me those chocolates. I want to try it. I want to test this. Play a little game. We got 5 chocolates here, right?
It won't work with people we know, but yeah.
It won't work with people we know?
Not as much.
Why not?
Because okay.
No. Tell me why not.
Okay, let's hear what the game is.
Oh, I was just gonna do that, but with 5 chocolates.
Okay.
But if you say it's not gonna work, then let me show you some meta game theory. I'll take all the chocolates.
So 3 and 3.
3 and 3.
So yeah.
All right.
So we both put 1 in the pot.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna share or steal.
Okay. On 3.
On 3.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Share.
Okay. We each get 1.
All right.
All right. We go again.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Steal.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Steal.
And that's how the result goes.
So that's what you're explaining. I end up with 3 and you end up with none right now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're doing with low numbers.
Right,
but
yeah.
at the same time. But here's what I'm saying. If we kept going these rounds.
Yeah.
So let's say if we kept,
Let's do it again.
This goes to nobody. If we kept going these rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go.
1, 2, 3. Share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep stealing.
Right. Oh, okay.
I don't trust you.
Right. But then.
Because you're too chaotic.
Yes.
Now, you have created a chaos scenario where I'm like, either way, and this.
I'm only doing this because I'm getting confused. That's why I did this. Now I understand. What? Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. We know each other so well.
Mm-hmm.
If this was a real scenario, if these weren't chocolates, if this was something like of tangible value,
then you could trust that I would share.
I would share,
you would.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know that.
Yeah.
This is like and that's why I said this doesn't really work
because it's low. Oh, because there's low risk.
There's low value, and yeah, the risk of. I would rather us both be doing really well than me taking from you and doing well on my own.
Okay, now I get why.
Now,
okay.
if I wanted to go like super like I'm going for a fucking ultimate win here, like I would think either stealing the last round or stealing the second to last round would be the best optimization, and this is why. If I stole it, if I gave you enough trust, let's say we go 20 rounds, 18 rounds I've been sharing, 19 rounds I say I steal. If you're not like me, where I'm like, okay, if you have that like second chance heart kind of thing, which I usually do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play on that. I'm gonna play on that. I'm like, I think this guy would be a guy who would give second chances. I'm gonna steal second to last round. I'm gonna steal last round. And if he shares both, now I have, right? Again, we'll go back to 10 because it's easier numbers. But I'd have 6,000, and then that's not including that bonus because that bonus throws everything into like a different state of mind. Because if the professor, if our little administrator goes, hey, last round, the person who steals gets double money, then it becomes a thing where it's like, no, he stole the round before. I see where he's already going with this. I've been ratted out kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But if it was like baseline all the way across, you'd steal second to last, put that doubt in their mind, last round, you're going to steal because your partner, you've built a lot of trust already, and they don't have distrust in you yet. They have doubt.
Yeah.
But those last 2 rounds are going to cause you to, yes, have 6,000 over their 4,000, right? And everyone else, let's say everyone else shared, everyone else is at 5,000. You're just below the pact.
Yeah.
I'm just above the pact. And yet, it shows our characters in a certain sense. I am here to fucking win.
Yeah.
And you were just the guinea pig that got eaten up.
Yes.
Right?
You are the predator and I am the prey.
But that develops 2 things. That develops that you can't trust. It starts to develop this thought in your head.
Right.
I can't even trust this guy who has shown me trust for 18 rounds. In the last 2, he didn't. Now I can't. I don't know who to trust.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
If I can't trust this guy who I trusted 18 rounds already, in the last 2 he just really just showed me that was some horse shit. I don't know who. I can't trust nobody in this world.
Yes.
Now you create this psychology for yourself where you're like, okay, nobody. I'm not going to trust anybody. I'll share first round. The moment I see a steal, I'm stealing now. So you've shortened your tolerance to doubt.
Yes.
Where you're like, okay, I'm not even doubting this anymore. They stole once. No, we're not playing this game, right? And for me, I've painted a target on my back. Oh, that dude stole the last 2 rounds.
How dare you?
Exactly. But if
my family.
this whole group knows this information,
yeah,
then not only do you know I'm distrustful, these people at least have a sense of doubt.
Yeah. If
not, distrust as well.
Yes.
So now I have just isolated myself. I put myself on this pinnacle, and at the same time, I have now this big target.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be like if this was gonna go again, these guys would probably want to partner with themselves all the way across because they have the habit of sharing all the way through.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yes.
And now it's like it becomes this thing of like I said, this one's too chaotic. And so actually these two create this little bubble for themselves where it's no one wants to partner with either one. This guy got burned. It's not because he's gullible or anything like that, but because he got burned, I don't know if he's holding like this chip on his shoulder, and I can't trust that.
Yeah.
So not only does the distrust in this 6,000 guy go, but it goes into the 4,000 guy because, again, not because that guy played the fool, but it's because of the aftermath of what that playing the fool turns him into.
Yes. I'm getting a lot of information on this episode, and I love it because I'm just hearing this, and I'm like, if we ever do this D&D thing, I swear I'm gonna like make you all suffer mentally so bad. I'm gonna sow in distrust and
I like mental challenges.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is all game theory though.
Yes.
Right? But this is like that next level. This is like game theory level 2.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not just the game anymore. Because now we can go into like this like mini like physics term, but it's superposition.
Yeah.
Right? It's Schrodinger's cat. Everything's entangled into this idea of game theory. So the psychology itself is. We go into game number 2. This is why I was bringing Squid Games, right?
Yeah.
Right. The main character is a 5,000 share until I die share guy.
Yeah.
And the guy he was partnered with at first was a childhood friend, and that dude was the 6,000 guy.
I'm sorry. Your cat's being too cute. Come here. Oh, yes. Come here. Oh, yes. Oh, look at her.
So the other guy, remember his childhood friend who went in debt because he fucked up in the stock market, in the Korean stock market.
Oh, those Koreans.
He's the 6,000 guy who is like optimizing his shares and steals.
Yes.
Like he's not pertaining to one. He's like, okay, share. Okay, this guy has no value anymore. Steal from him, and I'm gonna move to this bigger group and share. These guys have no more value anymore. Steal from them, and they start creating this. He created a huge target in his back at the end of the show, right?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I know you're.
I'm just being me. Yes.
Please keep being you.
So now, okay. So then, what do you do with that guy when he has the target on his back? Do you share with him still?
No.
Well,
that's why that guy did. He did, and it worked out because he was just, like, that's where the one variable we can't control is that chaos variable, luck.
Right.
It's chaos.
So then, what's the most optimized solution for that then?
Share.
It is sharing?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, again, you're building a good sense of trust. It goes beyond the scale of points, right?
So it's like sharing is better for whatever comes after this moment.
Yes.
Okay.
Even if you're a deceptive person, share until you can't.
I got it. Oh,
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So
share
it's like if these 10 rounds represented like Squid Games, right?
Mm-hmm.
This dude shared, and tried to share until literally it was just not an option anymore.
Yeah.
So even if he was like just dastardly cunning, to where that was gonna get him to where he was going, I'll just share, and then at the very end, I was gonna kill him anyways. Didn't matter, right? Because he was the last one standing.
Yeah.
So that's the only time it would really matter.
Right. The steal at that point. Or just to continue sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say like sharing is probably gonna get you super far, but in a lot of animes or mangas that I've been reading, like it's not sharing blindly. It's sharing with the idea that I might have to steal at one point in time.
And this is where we get into the art of war.
It is. Because that's your trump card, right? Like that steal is your trump card. That's gonna boost me above everyone else. This move is going to have to project me. Like I said, it's going to paint a target on me. So how big do I want this target to be? And is that worth the benefit
See, I gotta say this now. This is off topic, but I had the same thought yesterday. I didn't say it, and now you're doing this, and I'm having the same thought again. So the book I'm reading right now, the main character is this girl named Erin. Right? When you meet Erin, she does a lot of like pretty much what you do. So she's an innkeeper. You're a bartender, right? You're both learning people and everything like that. But what makes this moment really show this parallelisms between the two of you is she's like exactly like you said. People come up and they're like distrustful and they steal whatever, but she still shares. And now, like you said, she has that whole trust thing built up.
Yeah.
And then I think on the last book just now, she just goes, "You guys really thought I was an idiot this whole time? You guys thought I was an idiot this whole time? I was planning." Yep. And it turns out she's a genius. Yep. But yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Is she's prioritized her values.
Right.
It goes into game theory and chaos theory in a sense.
Which is also interesting because she's a master chess player in the book.
So, I don't doubt it.
No. Like actual like character development wise, chess is like her fucking thing.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying like now I see it. She knows game theory like you know game theory.
Yeah.
But yeah.
5 minutes.
5 minutos. 5 minutos.
But that's the thing.
I can't even bust a nut in that time. I'm just kidding. I don't know why I said that.
So that game, like that little game that we played.
Yes, with the chocolates.
To pick priority.
Yes.
Because I would do one thing too. Honestly, and this is like a weird back ass. I would, if I dealt with someone I knew was going to steal the whole time.
Yes. If you were dealing with Dark Kendall.
I would probably share.
Still?
Yeah.
Aww.
Here's why.
Why?
Because
tell me your secret.
Here's the thought process behind it. Mm-hmm. So first round you steal, I share.
Yes.
So you get your 1,000, I get my 0.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that I cannot trust you already.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, there's a lot of doubt here.
Mm-hmm.
I will share again. You get another 1,000. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
Okay, so
now I have two options here.
Yes.
If I steal, I show that I hold grudges.
Yes.
And that chip on my shoulder.
No, I can't trust you.
No.
Okay.
That's not even it. Because that's probably what you were expecting at this point. If you were smart enough to know, maybe like. Okay, so you steal, I share.
Yeah.
And we're in, again, it's us two, but there's other pairs around us that are going to know our result.
Yeah.
If I started stealing here.
Mm-hmm, on the third round.
And we both get 0.
Yeah.
That shows who I am.
Yes.
In terms of, he doesn't want anyone to benefit.
Yeah.
So if he's going down, he's taking everyone down with him.
Oh, so then it would be smarter for me to share them.
As you, yes. If you were smart enough to recognize that, yes. But for me, I'm just going to share anyways.
Yeah.
Because, what's it going to benefit?
Oh, I'm getting
What's it going to benefit me if we both get nothing?
Right.
This guy's just very greedy.
Right. So
I'm not gaining anything. I'm not losing anything.
Yeah.
Because I didn't start with $1,000. Right. We didn't start with $500. The pot was just $1,000 already.
Right.
So if I just start stealing, I'm really just saying, fuck you.
Right.
And people know that I have that fuck you in mind.
Right.
If I shared, no one will ever recognize that is something I can comprehend.
Right.
You know what I mean? That is something. Because if I shared, what if let's say round 100, they're like, okay, in this one, if you steal, you take everything.
Right. Or you get nothing. Right. Yeah.
I'll build this idea where, or we switch partners. And I switch with someone who also shares. Now I'm with someone who shares. I've just built this, sure, my value is still low, but I have built so much more trust. It's like a hidden value, right?
Yeah.
This hidden value of sharing has gone so high. Mm-hmm. No one's going to ever expect me to steal.
Right.
So when the time is right to steal, I can make that call.
Yes.
And no one would see it coming.
Right. But, okay, and so I'm getting it now. So then as your opponent, right, my best move would be to still share with you so that way I can possibly gain your trust again. And so that way, when that gets to that point of no one seeing it coming, then I have a better idea of what move you might make at that point.
Well, that's the thing, too. And we saw it in Squid Games as well. That character, that one chick who stole the dude's money when he had to pay his rent. And they went into this. They both ended up in Squid Games, right?
Yeah.
She was a stealer. She stole, but she dealt with a guy who shared.
Yeah.
To the point where it was like, why? She was like, why are you this nice? Is it nice? Are you feel bad for me? Like, she didn't know how to think.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, it changed her mind to like going from steal. Oh, why is he still giving when I'm stealing?
Yeah. He's waiting for
I
something.
think we should start sharing because there's no ill intention in this anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
This guy's not gonna not share.
Right.
Right. So like for you, if you stole first two, it becomes a thing of like that goes into like a chaotic state now. Because I don't know what to read. But if I stay constant, all I have to watch is the variable that's changing.
Right. All you have to watch is the uncertainty in my eyes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, if I keep sharing, oh no, he is a Stonewall Jackson. Like he's not moving from this. No facial expression change. No change in his character. He's just gonna steal. Now I know that he is a constant too.
Yes.
So now I've just deduced two things that I thought were variables. Not. I've made myself a constant in sharing. You've made yourself a constant in stealing.
Yes.
And in anything in between, I can learn the patterns.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy steals, shares. Steals, shares. There's a pattern here. Even if he doesn't notice it, I'm noticing his habits.
Yeah.
Man, he doesn't recognize that he steals twice, shares once. Okay, I could capitalize on this and really utilize it when I need to.
Yeah.
If I want to really like take advantage and like try and regain my advantage, I'll steal on his shares.
Yeah.
But then that would create, and that's the problem. This is where it goes into chaos theory, right? If I start tracking your pattern, you're gonna try and change your pattern.
Yeah.
It's just inevitable. If I know the psychology of why you're playing the game, and it ends up being okay, what's optimized for him that's giving him his best result is steal, share, and I drop a bomb on you that changes your whole thing, then you go, okay, I have to switch tactics because that tactic didn't produce the result I was expecting anymore. So let's go steal, share, steal, or you know what I mean? Or let's go 3 steals, 1 share.
Yeah.
Let's go 4 steals, 1 share. Let's go 3 steals, 2 shares. Let's mix it up.
Do it all.
So, yeah. So that's the whole, and I think the constants are always going to be if you could figure out someone's constant pattern. And that even
but then that brings us back to chaos theory with the whole if you figure it out and they recognize it, then they can swap, and that brings us to chaos.
So here's the thing with chaos theory, and this is why I love these two theories. They go hand in hand in my head. So game theory, chaos theory, right? We can deduce constants all the time. We start making things more constant as the patterns start to show. So there's a pattern within your pattern. Oh, every time I steal here, he changes his pattern. Yeah. But he has his same pattern changes. He's going steal, share. Steal, share. Oh, when that person stole on his share, he went steal, share. So now I'm starting to pick up these patterns. Yeah. Oh, if I steal again on that share, he's going to go 4 steals, 1 share. I've turned him into a constant pattern.
Yes.
So he's in the constants category.
Yes.
Right? The people who are just going to be the shares, they go here too. The people who are just going to be the steals, they go here too.
Yes.
And now I'm just deducing everything to be such a constant that I have less chaotic things to deal with.
Right.
Because they start going into here as I start to break them down as we go longer into the rounds.
Yes. So basically, the more chaos that interacts with chaos, then constants arise.
So to be able to do this, though, to be able to get to this level, you have to know how to steal.
Yeah.
To the point, but at the same time, steal to the point where you don't paint that target on your back.
Yes.
Because then people are going to try and start deducing you, and now you're compromising yourself to your opponent.
Yes.
So, I don't know if I can wrap this up.
He's talking real highbrow concept right now. We are in the trenches. So we'll figure it out.
So for constants and so chaos, right? So within us, like being a constant is not the most ideal situation.
No, you don't.
It's a good start. It's going to start to be constant because then you can start seeing what are variables.
Yes.
Right, because that's how we wanted to do those constants first.
Okay.
So this guy's an all share.
Yes.
Until I figure out how to break him out of that constant, I'm going to label him as a constant for now.
Yes.
Because that can always change. But as of now, this guy's going to be a constant. Guy A is constant.
So but I thought, okay, yeah.
Right. Guy B is a constant. Unless otherwise,
unless otherwise proven he is a constant.
He's going to be a constant until he shows me. But that's the same thing. The red flag will already arise. Oh, this dude shared 1,000,000 times. And for some reason on time 6666666,
whatever,
he stole.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. I'm going to put a little asterisk to that. Because he's still a constant now because he's still sharing. But there's that one lapse of steal. So he's near constant enough for me to not worry. Now, if it starts getting a little more chaotic, if he starts switching back and forth more, then I'm going to have to throw him back into the chaos.
Ben, right, yeah.
Now, for the people of chaos, you have to be a person of chaos.
Yes.
But it's how little you can admit that chaos.
Right.
Right. You want to be that guy who is share, steal on 66666.
Right.
Because people will be like, that's just a blip in the system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I wonder why they did that. But I'm not going to question it because he's just sharing again. Sharing.
Yeah.
Same with the steal. Steal.
Because he's still in the constant when he still steals.
Yes.
After that, right.
Now, at the same time, when you share, steal one in a blue moon, right?
Yeah.
Then it's like one of those things where you're like,
is he chaotic?
He's still on the good. Like, we're still aligning him good, though.
Yeah. So he's still constant. Yeah.
I feel like here's the difference. When you do that with the share, I don't think people are going to doubt you as much.
Yes.
They're going to be like,
oh, I get it. Okay.
It's just, like I said, it's a blip in the system. But if you steal and you go steal, share, you're less likely to get looks.
Yeah.
But you already painted yourself as this big target.
Yes.
Anyways.
Yes.
That's why you have not minimized that target as much as you've grown it. You will grow less of a target from sharing and stealing very minimally than stealing and sharing.
Yes.
Right. So the growth of this target is less. So growth, I got to write this down in a math sense. Growth of this target.
There's a couch surfing podcast where sometimes we're scientists.
Would be less than the minimization of this target.
Yeah.
In that sporadic thing.
Yeah.
But as that kind of thing, you can start seeing which chaotic people, which people you labeled chaotic have patterns. Right. So as that, I stole. Oh, his pattern switched up.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I have to pay attention. Now
someone else stole from him and his pattern switched up again. Okay. Now I'm getting this pattern in him.
Yes.
It's starting to become a constant pattern.
Yeah.
Now he can be in this constant category.
Right.
He's one less thing I have to deal with because I know his patterns now.
Yeah. I got that. I understand.
Yeah. So when it comes to that, it becomes now, and this is the thing, you want to deal with as little variables in here as possible. So the more you minimize the variables in your chaotic, in your world, the chaos, right? The people who are in that realm, the more you minimize that, the more sure you're going to be of things.
Yes.
The more things you're like, okay, I know exactly how this is going to play out. Because out of all these, the only variable that's really chaotic in my life that I have to really just keep an eye on is this guy.
Yeah.
Or is, that guy over there.
Or those 3 guys right there and those 7. And then these 7 over here are constants. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how you handle game theory. You by mitigating chaos and then moving them into constant category.
Constantly, yeah. I mean, I do it on a high degree.
Yeah.
Just like the innkeeper. Right. I deal with people every day.
Right.
They all start off as chaotic because I don't know. I have zero information on them.
Yes.
That's the reason why they're chaotic. I have zero.
But the more they come in, the more you know them.
They only order vodka sodas. That's a constant. So I'm doing it on an individual level.
Right.
So it's like this individual will only order tequila Sprites.
Right. And that's what you want to do, people.
That's a constant thing.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. When you only want to order tequila Sprite, so that way when you walk into the bar, Steve knows exactly what to make you. So by the time you get there, it's already made. Boom.
But it becomes a thing of earning trust. So not only am I am dropping a lot of secrets today.
Secrets. wrapped in riddles, covered in enigma like a big old burrito of chaos.
Because if I know that about you, that's one less thing I have to worry about knowing.
Yes.
So then we can get into something more where I can learn more about you.
Right.
So I can understand you better.
Like how I play Vanguard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like if I can get rid of that, because the drink order is what you're going to come to a bartender for.
Mm-hmm.
If I already know what your drink order is going to be, I've just saved myself 30 seconds on trying to figure that out with you.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can spend that extra 30 seconds to shoot the shit with me, to tell me about what's going on. We can have a little dialogue.
After this episode, a lot of people are gonna just start ordering one drink from you.
People already do that though.
So
that's
they
the
can
thing.
talk to you all the time.
It's a very pattern thing.
Yeah.
So like I said, if it's not a hard constant, it's a pattern. Like I have a guy who I work with, Jameson and a Coors Light.
Yeah.
I just call it a Happy Meal now, just to shorten it.
Yeah.
Hey, you want your Happy Meal? Yeah.
Yeah,
He wants
I would love
both. No, just the JMO. Okay, easy.
Yeah.
Just the Coors Light. One question has now deduced what he wants from.
Yeah.
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 So it optimizes a lot of things, and now I'm just that much more knowledgeable. And then like I said, it's not just this one-on-one interaction. I could take this one-on-one interaction and I could put it to the whole group.
Right.
And I can just be like, okay. Like I've had a quick interaction with this guy based on his psychology. So when I see another guy who has a similar profile, I could kind of run the same kind of gimmick on him.
Yeah.
And it'll work maybe as successfully. And if it doesn't, then I could see what parts, like the parallels between him and the guy that I used as a reference point.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't like it that I called it a Happy Meal.
Right.
So, okay, I'll just refrain from that and I'll say his usual. Or I'll change the vernacular, but it all means the same.
Because when I say Happy Meal, then he orders something different, and I get it.
Well, that's me too.
Yes.
That's what I am. I'm very chaotic in that sense.
I know you are. You're
But
a chaotic
at the same time,
boy.
I still have a lot of constants that are just... It's a matter of showing which constants... Like, I know you're going to deduce my constants. I'll show you which constants you can have. You can have these constants of me.
Yes.
But I'm going to make it chaotic and all the things you don't know about me.
Yeah. And that's game theory, basically, right?
Game theory, chaos theory.
All of the theories, every theory, none of the theories. That was okay. I'll be honest. That went 100% like over my head. I get it. I get the broadest of the concepts you were trying to show me, but like, you know me. I'm you know what I mean? This is knocking off my head. It's good for maybe 10 things.
Yeah.
Game theory, not one of them. You're going to have to teach me that more sometime.
Sure.
But we got to wrap this episode up because our producer has a bad bitch to take home tonight. And on that note, it's your boy Waffles.
And your boy Maui.
And this has been Couch Surfing.
Peace.